In this lecture, let's go ahead and let's create a new API endpoint and the related route handler function for creating a new room. Let's go to VS Code, and here let's start by creating a controller for rooms. So inside this controllers folder, I'm going to create a new file and I'm going to call it as roomscontroller.js. Now inside this file, I'm going to use module.exports, and here I want to create a route handler function. So first of all, I'm going to use catch async, and to use this catch async, I also need to import it. So let me open one of the controllers here, and I'll copy this require statement and I'll paste it at the top. So first I'm requiring this catch async, and to this catch async, we are going to pass an async function, a route handler function, and this route handler function is going to receive the request object, response object, and the next function. Okay, now to make things fast, what I'm going to do is from the hotels controller, I have this create method. From there, I'm going to copy the logic and I'm going to paste it inside this route handler function. Now, let me first format the document. So here, instead of using this hotel model, here we need the room model, because here we want to create a room. Okay, and here also it should not be module.export, it should be export.method name, which is create, and it is exports.create. Okay, so here let's also go ahead and let's import the room model. So for that, let's create a variable, let's call it room, and let's go ahead and let's require the room model. So from the current directory, we need to move one directory up. We need to go to models folder, and in there we have our room model. So from this room.js file, we are exporting the room model, and that exported room model we are assigning to this room variable. So here, instead of hotel model, we are going to use room model. Okay. All right. So here what we are doing, we are creating a room document, and the data for that room document we are going to receive in the request body. And here, let's call it as new room. Now, when we are creating this new room, we will create this room for a hotel document. So after the room document is created, what we also need to do is we need to update the rooms array of that hotel document. And to that rooms array, we need to add the ID of the newly created room. So when we are going to get a request to create a new room, in the request parameter, we are also going to receive the hotel ID. Okay, so here before creating the room, I'll create a variable. I'll call it as hotel ID, and we are going to get this hotel ID from the request parameter. So we are going to read it from request.params.hotel ID. Okay, and once the room is created, what we are going to do is we are going to update the hotel document with the hotel ID which we have received in the request parameter. So for that, let's use this await keyword, and here we also need the hotel model because we also want to update a hotel document. So let's also go ahead and let's require the hotel model. So let's create a variable, let's call it hotel, and here from the models folder we are going to require the hotel model. So from this hotel.js file, we are exporting the hotel model that will be assigned to this hotel variable. So on that hotel model, I'm going to use find by ID and update. And to this, we need to pass the ID of the hotel which we want to update, that we have inside this hotel ID variable. Then as the second argument, we need to specify what do we want to update. So here, I want to update the rooms field of the hotel document. And this rooms field is going to store an array. Inside that array, I want to add a new element. And when we want to add a new element to an array, in MongoDB, we have an operator called $push. Okay, so using this $push operator, we can add a new element to an array field. Now, to which array field do we want to add a new element? We want to add a new element to the rooms array of the hotel document. And what do we want to add inside that rooms array? We want to add the ID of the newly created room. So we can get the ID of the newly created room from this new room object. So this new room object, it is going to store the newly created room document, and that document will have the underscore ID field. So that underscore ID value we want to push, we want to add to the rooms array. And finally, we want to send a response with the status code 201. And in the response data, I want to send the newly created room document. So I'll call it as room. And to this, I'm going to assign this new room variable. Okay. So this is the create method which we are going to use to create a new room. So this is the route handler function for creating a new room. Now let's go ahead and let's define a route for creating a new room. So in the routes folder now, in this routers folder, I'm going to create a new file and I'm going to call it as rooms router. Okay, let me go ahead and let me close this hotel controller.js file. And to again make things fast, I'm going to go to hotelsrouter.js, and from there I'm going to copy all the required imports. So I'll copy these three required statements, and let's go to roomsrouter.js and I'll paste it there. So here I need the Express package and I also need the auth controller package. And here instead of hotel controller, I need room controller. So here I'm going to call the variable as room controller, and from the controllers folder, we are going to we are going to require the rooms controller. Okay. Now here we are going to create a rooms router. So for that, I'm going to copy this line and let me paste it here, and let's call it as rooms router. And to create this rooms router on the Express object, we are calling this router function. And finally, we are also going to export this rooms router. So for that, I can use module.exports. So I'll just copy it, I'll paste it here, and from here I'm going to export rooms router. Now let's go ahead and let's create a route using this rooms router. So on this rooms router, let's define a route. Here let's specify the path for the route. So it is going to be slash, and here I'm going to specify a route parameter which is hotel ID. So this hotel ID is required when we are going to create a new room, because a room will be created for a hotel. And to create a room, we are going to handle a post request. And while handling this post request, only an authenticated user should be able to create a new room. So first we are going to check if the user who is making a request to this route, if he is an authenticated user or not. So for that, on this auth controller, we have a function called is authenticated. So this will check if the user is an authenticated user or not. And then only an admin user should be able to create a new room. A normal user should not be able to create a new room. Okay, so again, on the auth controller, we also have a method called is authorized. And here to this method, we are going to pass admin. So only an admin user should be able to create a new room. So if this middleware function also gets executed successfully, then we need to call the route handler function. So in the room controller, we have created a route handler function called create. So we are going to call this route handler function. Let's save the changes. So here we have defined our rooms router and we are also exporting it. Now let's go to app.js file, and there, just like how we are requiring the auth router, user router, and hotel router, in the same way, let's also go ahead and let's require the rooms router. And we are going to require this rooms router from routers folder, and in there we have rooms router.js file. So this file. Let's save the changes. And now let's define a route. So I'll copy this app.use statement. Let me paste it here. And here the resource is going to be rooms. So the path is going to be /API/v1/rooms. And here the router is going to be rooms router. Okay, let's save the changes. And now let's go ahead and let's test this API. So let's go to Postman, and there in the last lecture we created this new hotel. So what I'll do is I'll go to this get hotel by ID request, and let me copy the ID of this newly created hotel. Okay, so in the response we will have the ID of the newly created hotel. So this is the ID. Let me copy this, and here let me specify that ID, that hotel ID. If I send the request, in the response we should get the hotel with that ID. Okay, so here we have that hotel. The name of the hotel is Sunrise Grand Hotel. And there you will see that currently this rooms array is storing an empty array. It does not have any elements. Now, when we will create a new room, and we are going to create that new room for this same hotel. Okay, and to do that, let's go ahead and let's create a new request. So here I'm going to use the URL environment variable. Then let's say API/v1/rooms slash, and then we are going to specify the ID for the hotel for which we want to create the room. So that ID is going to be this ID. So I'll copy this and let's paste it here. Now, when we are going to create a new room for this hotel ID, that room should be created. A document for that room should be created in the rooms collection, and the ID value for that room should be added to the rooms array of this hotel. So currently this rooms array is an empty array. So when a new room will be created for this hotel, the ID of that room should be added to this rooms array. Let's see if that happens or not. So first of all, only an authenticated user will be able to make a request to this route. So in the authorization header, let's go ahead and let's select bearer token. And the currently logged in user is John Smith. And John Smith is an admin user. So he should be able to create a new room. Now, in order to create a new room, we also need to specify a request body. So in the request body, we need to specify the details of the room which we want to create. And to save some time, here I already have some room documents. So let me copy this first document. Let's go back to Postman and let me paste it here. So here for this room, I'm specifying the title as standard double room. I'm specifying some description, a price, then what is the maximum number of person allowed in that room, then the room number and book dates. So currently the book dates is an empty array. Now when I go ahead and when I send this request, first of all, we are receiving this response 404 not found. And the reason for that is here we need to make a post request instead of making a get request. Now let's send the request. And now in the response, we have received 201 created. Let's also go to Compass and there let's refresh this database. So refresh database, and now you will see that we also have this rooms collection. If I go to rooms collection, there you will see that we have one room document. And if I go back to Postman, and now if I go to get hotel by ID request, previously this rooms array was empty, but now since we have created a room for this hotel document, now this rooms array should have one element, and that element should be the ID of the newly created room. So if I send this request, now you will see that in the rooms array we have the ID of the newly created room. So this ID ends with 74586, and here also the ID of this room document ends with 74586. So every time we will create a new room document for a given hotel, the ID of that room document will be added to the rooms array of that hotel. So here also, if I refresh this, you will see that in the rooms array we have one element, and this element is basically the ID of the newly created room. And here this ID is stored as a string value. Okay, it is not stored as an object ID, it is stored as a string value. If I go ahead and if I create one more room document for the same hotel, let me copy this room document. Let's go to Postman and let's create this room document. Here, I'm going to keep this book dates as empty array. Okay, let me make this request. So this room document is also created. We can verify that by going to rooms collection. And if I refresh here, that room document is also created. And if we see the hotel document there, now this rooms array should have two elements. So if I make this request, now you will see that that rooms array has two elements, and both of these elements are basically the ID of the newly created rooms. So we have created two rooms for the same hotel, for this hotel, and we are storing the ID of those rooms inside this rooms array. So here we are creating a one-to-many relationship using referencing. And here we are using child referencing. In the parent document, that means in the hotel document, we are storing a reference of the child document. In this case, we are storing a reference of the rooms document. And in one of the previous lectures, when we were learning about parent referencing and child referencing, there I had mentioned that when we have child referencing, then the related entities are tightly coupled. And that you can see here. So for example, whenever I'm creating a new room document, after creating that document, I also need to update the parent document because the parent document has to store a reference of its child document. So they are tightly coupled. So this is one disadvantage we get with child referencing. But here we need child referencing because whenever we are going to query the hotel document, with that hotel document, we also need the related rooms. Now currently we are only getting the ID of the rooms, but we are not interested in just the IDs of the room. We are interested in the complete detail of the room, like the title of the room, description of the room, price of the room, etc. So in the next lecture, let's see how instead of only getting the ID of the rooms associated with that hotel, we can get the complete detail of the room document. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.